moving forward as
They have a verbal agreement in place for Brandon Aiyuk, and he'll be here. It's just a matter of...
all but done.
Yep.
All but done?
I would say 99.9999999%.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Andrew.
99.999.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we had to do you dirty like that, but it's not like you're not getting that anyhow. You know what you got to do there? 80%. Give me a 75%. How about a 70? Give me a 90. How about a 95?
98.
Give yourself some wiggle room, my man.
Bit.
My man. I have no doubt. Seriously, no doubt that someone was telling Pony all this. I don't think Pony's making it up. I really don't. But the source did not get it right. And you just got to be careful. I'm not telling Pony how to do his job, but go 95. 65. Ray comes on yesterday. Fittipaldo.
Yeah.
I think there's an 80% chance this gets done. I think I even said yesterday, I felt better about it yesterday than I ever had because clearly he had fallen out of favor with the 49ers based on the way that John Lynch was talking about things. And little did I know that this is the deal that now, according to all the reports, was on the table for Brandon Aiyuk the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
So they had the framework of a 4-year, $120 million deal all nutted out. I don't think that's a saying. They had that already, and they just been sitting on it. Sitting on it. So I blame Brandon Aiyuk for that part. I do want to get to later on in the show if Steelers fans now hate Brandon Aiyuk. I do want to get to that.
Okay.
I'll tell you who they should hate and should be mad at, and that is the Denver Broncos. This from Diana Rossini of the website that fired Mark Caboli. Quote, the 49ers only were willing to trade Brandon Aiyuk if they could get a top-flight wide receiver to replace him. They offered a third-round pick to Denver for Cortland Sutton and then would have dealt Aiyuk to the Steelers, but the Broncos declined the offer. So the way that would have gone, Steelers give a second and a third-round pick to the 49ers. 49ers give the Steelers Brandon Aiyuk, flip that third-round pick to the Broncos, get Cortland Sutton, and the Broncos would have then obviously had that third-round pick. But you make a very good point off the air. You think the Broncos really wanted to help Russell Wilson get Brandon Aiyuk? Probably not.
No. I mean, think about I would assume, and I may be privy to how these things do go down, and I think that all three teams would have to be not in the same room, but know what's about to be accomplished. So you're going to give up a third-round pick for Cortland Sutton, and if you're Denver, you know that they want Cortland Sutton because they are going to deal Aiyuk to the Steelers. The reason, Russ had his issues with Sean Payton, as we discussed yesterday, and Sean Payton had his issues with Russ. But the ownership of the Denver Broncos also had an issue with Russ. Not an issue in turmoil, but a money issue. I believe Russ was sat down last year just because of a contract situation. He was sat down so he didn't make a certain portion of the money. You're going to try to tell me that if the Denver Broncos ownership was privy to what the whole deal was, the trifecta, because they wanted to send Aiyuk to help Russ Wilson while they're already paying Russ Wilson $39 million to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Hell no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give up their number one wide receiver for a third-round pick to a team that's probably going to go to a Super Bowl in order for that team to trade one of their top wide receivers to a team of a guy that caused us a lot of turmoil and back and forth, and we had to sit down and not play, and he hated the head coach, and the head coach hated him, and now we have to pay him almost $40 million to go play somewhere else? No chance.
It's a really good point by you, because then Brandon Aiyuk and the Russ bus, beep, beep, come rolling on into Denver week 2, and they're going to whoop up on your ass.
Yep.
And you don't want to see that. I had thought coming in, hey, given these reports, maybe the Steelers could turn plan B. If you're not willing, Broncos, to give up Cortland Sutton for a 3, and the Steelers are going to give a 2 and a 3 to get Aiyuk and pay all that money, well, Pittsburgh, why not give a 2 to Denver now to get Cortland Sutton? They're not going to do that.
No. Same thing.
And I think it's twofold. Everything you just said makes a ton of sense. Sean Payton strikes me as the petty type.
Yep.
Yeah, he strikes me as the petty type. Yep. He had Paul Blart Mall Cop playing him in the movie, but he strikes me as the petty type. Not only that, you're starting a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix.
Yes.
Is a second-round pick going to make you give away your rookie quarterback's number one option?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. So the Steelers are left here without a plan B. It's way too late in the game. If this had all happened 2 months ago, plenty of opportunities to find a guy to replace Van Jefferson as your number 2, not named Brandon Aiyuk. But now we're talking about, we are 2 days from Sunday, and Sunday is a week from when they play. They're screwed.